Welcome Accounting 111. This is Sensei Takata, and the purpose of today's video is to illustrate to you how to create a balance sheet using Microsoft Excel in proper format. Okay, and the text I'll be using today, the example I'll be pulling from will be out of Harnden's Accounting 10th edition, and we'll be focusing on Chapter 1, Exhibit 1.7, the balance sheet. Alright, now the process I like to use today is to briefly take you through the text and go over some of the components of this particular financial statement, being the balance sheet. And then we'll dive into Excel, and once we get all the raw data transferred into Excel and in its right place and correct, we then go back to the beginning in Excel, and then we go ahead and reformat to make it neat and presentable. Okay, so to start by, let's take a look at this balance sheet. We have a a financial statement header, and this header contains three pieces of information. Line 1 contains the title of the company, the name of the company. Line 2 is the name of the financial report we're reading, in this case, balance sheet. And line 3 is the date or date range. And with this particular financial statement being the balance sheet, a balance sheet is a snapshot of a company at a particular point in time, so it's on a specific day. In this case, it's the end of the month, November 30th, 2014. Okay, on to the body of the report. We have three pieces. We have the assets, liability, and owner's equity. So basically, this report is showing what the accounting equation consists of. We have total assets located here. So once we have all of our assets in the accounts listed in the proper margins and the numerical values that correspond with the accounts, we have a total asset number. And for illustrative purposes, it's easier to separate assets equals liabilities plus equity due to the accounting equation formula. So on the right side of the equal sign, we have the liabilities. We have, in this particular example, only one liability. So it does not necessitate a total asset or total liability entry. And then we have the owner's equity portion, which is the Bright Capital, and this is the ending Bright Capital found in the statement of owner's equity here in Exhibit 1.6, and that is located right here. 30,300 is Bright Capital ending inventory dated November 30th, 2014. Once you have in the ending capital, you just add the liabilities and ending capital together to get your total liabilities and owner's equity, which we want to balance with the total assets, keeping the accounting equation intact. Okay, those are the basic components of a financial statement known as a balance sheet. So let's go ahead and get into Excel and open up a new workbook. And step 1 is to begin with a company header. And the name of the company is Smart Touch Learning. We are working on the balance sheet. And again, the balance sheet is a particular point in time, and this date is November 30th, 2014. Okay. Just to keep it consistent with the text, we do it that way. Okay, now onto the body of the report. We start with the assets. We have cash, accounts receivable, office supplies, and land for all of our asset accounts. So cash, accounts receivable, Alright, now for when creating a balance sheet, since I have assets on one side and I'm going to have liabilities and equity on the other side, all I like to do is skip maybe one or two columns to put in these totals here. So we have total cash was valued at 9,000, accounts receivable at 1,000, office supplies 500, and land at 20,000. Just double check those totals. Okay. So that will give us our total assets, and we'll use our tool here to sum all of our assets together. Okay. So liabilities, and again there was only one liability if I remember correctly, and that was accounts payable. 200. Owner's equity. Right. Ending capital. I just like to throw an ending there just to keep it clear on which figure to pull from that statement of owner's equity report. Alright, looks like I'm going to have to move some stuff over. So just copy and paste that. And the ending capitals. 30,000. Okay, we want to sum accounts payable, or the total liabilities, and owner's equity. Just throw that to capture those. And again, we want that to line up with total assets equaling total liabilities plus owner's equity. So there you have it. You have all of your raw data in there. Now we'll go ahead and start formatting. So again, we want to merge the company header so it's nice and centered. We also want to take care of the columns that are going to be holding currencies or accounting information. So we want to right click, format cells, click accounting, and for accounting 111 I like to use 0 decimal places just because it causes less clutter, and it's a little bit easier to read. Or again, you can use currency if you wanted to use currency. That way you can have negative numbers in red. For this, we'll just go ahead and use accounting. And we'll format this column. Dollar signs in there. Okay. Now we can enter in our borders and let our readers know that this is our final conclusion that we came to, 30,500. And again, if we want to use any type of colors to make it a little bit more presentable and professional looking, you're welcome to do that as well. Okay, there you have it, a balance sheet for Smart Touch Learning. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it was informative. Stay tuned for your next upcoming videos. Thank you.